Hello everybody, this is your one and only favorite HyperMarc, reading you fanfic, and you guessed it, it's My Little Pony. And this is the story called Love is in Bloom by Storyteller64. Storyteller64, I do see what you did there. So basically the story is about Cadence, a female alicorn, and Shining Armor, which is Twilight's brother, who in the second season finale they get married, but you know what happens there if you watch the show. And this is basically a story about that, and it's basically kind of like some sort of origins of the story. So I'm reading into this head first, and let's get to it now, shall we? Princess Cadence trotted through the long hallways of the Canterlot Castle with a warm smile on her face. The young princess had recently returned from a trip to the frontier colony of Appalachia as a representative of Equestria to the tribe of buffalo living near the town. It was both an exciting and nerve-wracking experience, with it being her first time outside of the capital and having such an important task to perform. There were many times on her trip when she had wondered why her Aunt Celestia had chosen her over some pony who was more qualified, but then again, it wouldn't be the first time she had done something a bit unorthodox. It was a unique personality quirk of hers that usually gave her royal advisors headaches. The memory of one such occasion made her laugh in a manner that her cousin Blue Blood would declare as undignified. Wow, I remember Plim's Blue Blood. It was during this fit of giggles she fails to notice a shadowy figure creeping up onto her. "Hi there, princess!" came out a feminine voice that almost caused her to jump out of her skin. Turning around, she was surprised to find a dark gray pony with dragon-like wings and bright yellow eyes in full crescent guard armor. It took the alicorn a split second to recognize the Drago pony before her. "Oh, hello there, Nightshade," she said, giving the guard a friendly smile. "What are you doing here? I thought the Crescent Guards are only patrol the castle at night." "We do, but I'm just heading over to the arena to watch the new captain train the recruits. I've heard he's quite the looker," Nightshade said, giving the princess a suggestive wink. Cadence rolled her eyes. She was well aware of the corporal's reputation for being flirtatious, which gotten her into trouble on multiple occasions. However, despite the small drawback, she was actually one of the most trustworthy members of Auntie Luna's guards, which was probably why she was chosen to accompany her on the trip. "Hey, I got an idea," the Drago pony suddenly declared. "You should come with me. There's no better way to spend the day here than watching a group of stallions beat each other up with wooden swords, especially if they're cute and single." "Thanks, Nightshade, but I actually have to go and unpack my bags." "Oh, you can do that later," she said as she took one of the princess's forehoofs. "Come on, if we hurry, we might get a chance to see the recruits' faces look like before they get all bruised up." Oh, typo. Got a typo over here. Before Cadence could object, they were already zooming down the hallways towards the castle's exit. Oh wow, someone's impatient here. Alright, let's see what the story has to offer next. Cadence and Nightshade sat on the chairs at the very edge of the arena sitting area. The young princess was still annoyed by how the Drago pony had just grabbed her and flew her over to the large stadium, despite of how she had no interest in coming here in the first place. However, she was currently preoccupied by the scene before her. Sounds like something interesting is going on. Below them were rows upon rows of unicorn stallions standing in small groups of 6. They were all wearing training armor and had wooden swords floating with their magical grips. So far, they don't seem to be aware that they have an audience or that they're being watched by a princess. It's probably better that way. The last thing she wants to do was to make a recruit nervous and uncomfortable in any way. "So, do you see anyone you like?" Nightshade asked, breaking the silence. The alicorn looked at her companion, confused by what she had just asked. "Excuse me?" "I said, which one do you like?" "I personally like that one over there," she said, pointing to the largest of the recruits. "I wouldn't mind have him covering my back, if you know what I mean." Unfortunately, Cadence knew very well what she meant, and it caused her cheeks to blush a light red color. Honestly, she never really thought of things like that, even when she was going through her teenage years. Well, that's not entirely true. She thought as she watches through the recruits split up into pairs of twos. Sorry about that. There was one stallion. Suddenly, her mind returns to a time when she was younger, back when the young Alicon didn't have much to do besides being waited upon like a newborn. Life at that point got really dull, so much that the princess would jump at any opportunity to do, well, anything. Auntie Celestia had noticed this at one point and arranged a full-sitting job for her one of the Leisure Noble families. She was thrilled when her aunt had told her, not only will she finally have something productive to do, but she's got to do it away from the castle. Sounds like babysitting Twilight much? This excitement lasted until her first day. She remembered standing in the front door of the manor, the feeling of anxiety creeping up onto her very being as she thought of numerous ways this could have gone wrong. What if the foal doesn't like me? She had thought, staring at the doorknob as if it would bite her. What if the parents don't like me, or there's an accident and I don't know what to do? The fear of these things kept building until it finally boiled over. In a blind panic, the young Alicon tried to escape, but didn't get very far. She had barely taken 5 steps before colliding with another pony. They both fell onto the ground with a brief moment of pain and dizziness. Cadence couldn't believe what had happened. She tried to run away so to avoid getting into the situation exactly like this. She was so embarrassed she couldn't even lift her head up to see if the other pony was all right. "Are you okay?" asked a gentle, kind voice. Cadence didn't answer. She just kept looking around at the ground, silently wishing she could just go invisible. "Aw, don't be shy." "Here, let me help you up," the voice said, as its owner extended a hoof. The young Alicon accepted the hoof and allowed her to lift her off the ground, and that's when she got her first glimpse of the unicorn that stole her heart. It was slightly teller? Teller. Oh, I think they meant to say taller. Okay. Slightly taller than her. Slightly taller than her, with a long blue mane that came down from the back of its neck. The white coat on his body almost seemed to shine as the light of the sun touches it, but what really got her heart fluttering was the kind smile that he had on. "You must be Princess Cadence, right?" he asked. Still unable to find her voice, the princess could only nod and say, "Uh-huh." "Good. My parents told me that you would be coming over to look after my sister," he said, going over to open the manor's door, with the enthralled princess following close behind. "You'll like her. She's very mature for a pony her age, maybe even a bit too mature. Just don't go asking what her favorite book is eitherwise you've heard of the end of it." Okay, another typo. "Oh, my name is Shining Armor, by the way." Oh my god. Bad thing about fanfics, too many typos. Or, there's typos in it. Man, those typos just throw me off guard, I swear. Ugh. Shining Armor. What a perfect name, she had thought. For the next several months, she came out to his house to look after her little sister, who she had adored, as if she was her own little sister. And he was right about her being mature and smart. That little foal taught her more things than her tutors ever did. Twilight. You're too smart for a little foal. Damn it. She had also gotten rather close with Shining Armor, even managed to say more than "uh-huh." There was even a time where she had suspected he might share the same feelings or she had for him, but so he never voiced them. That had often been the main topic of her thoughts when she was younger. If he does have the same feelings for me, then why doesn't he just tell me? She had thought. Is it because he's shy, or maybe he thinks because from his Leisure Noble family he isn't good enough for me? Oh my god, that was a terrible reading. I'm not gonna do that again. I gotta relax. Reading is for relaxing. Camping is for intensity. Or I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just talking about video games. Oh. Looking back on it, she probably should have told him her feelings instead of waiting for him to do it. If she had, maybe things wouldn't have ended up the way it did. One day, Shining Armor's little sister was accepted for a school of gifted unicorns, and also surprisingly became Auntie Celestia's personal apprentice. She had whoa. Oh, no wonder this is written in the UK. Oh my god. I thought for a second these were all typos, but no, this is probably written in the UK, I'm pretty sure. An honor in which which hasn't happened in 1,000 years, with no foe to watch over was no reason for her to visit Shining Armor's home. They had promised to keep in touch soon, but they slowly drifted apart until all she had were the memories. Yeah. To this day, not telling Shining Armor her feelings had become her one true regret. "Hey, look! It's the new captain!" Nightshade suddenly squealed, bringing the princess back to the present. Looking down into the arena, Cadence saw that the recruits had all gotten back into one large group and were watching one of their own duelled with the stallion who, while it was wearing training armor, was still obviously a guardsman with a high rank and skill. Strangely enough, there was something about that stallion that caught her eye, as if she had seen him before, despite the fact that she was only seeing the back of him. Then suddenly, the captain stepped to the side to avoid the recruit's attack, and she saw a face she thought she would never see again. "Shining Armor?" she said in disbelief. Whoa, what a coinky-dinky, ain't it? There was a brief moment where she questioned whether or not the memories of her past love has caused her to see things, but as she continues to stare at the face half hidden beneath the wooden helmet, she knew it was truly him. A surge of emotions rapidly surged throughout her body, as if the gates of the dam had been raised. Tears of unbridled joy began to blur her vision, but she couldn't have cared less. The first and only pony to have ever stolen her heart is just now before her, and this time she isn't going to let him slip away. "Ooh, you go get him, Cadence. You go, girl. Girl, better tell him your feelings, or she gonna slip away." Or he. This is actually kind of cool. "Princess, you know this stallion?" Nightshade asked in mild surprise. Yes, I do," Cadence answered, though her eyes were still glued onto the white stallion below. "When I was younger, I used to foal sit his sister, but it was a long time ago. I doubt he even remembers me." "Really?" the Drago pony said, as she turned back to the action below. A devious smile slowly spread across her lips. "Well, there's only one way to be sure isn't there?" "Oh, is she going to do what I think she's going to do?" "Well, it's going to find out now, are we?" With the hybrid pony stood up and took a deep breath and shouted, "Hey, Captain! Look over here!" Every pony's attention turns to the two mares in the stands above, including Captain's. Cadence didn't notice, however, as she wanted to mainly focus on what her companion had just done. She swore she could feel her face turning red from embarrassment, and she took a quick look down in the arena and hoping by some miracle no pony heard. The recruits below, who were confused by the sudden interruption, all gasped when they saw the alicorn sitting next to the Drago pony. Almost immediately they all bowed to the princess, with the exception of the captain. "Oh, Captain! He recognizes the Princess Cadence. You know the true love when you see it. You know the true love." Alright. Back to the book, or the fanfic that I'm reading on the screen. No book. Shining Armor took off the wooden helmet that was protecting his head only moments ago. His features hasn't varied much since the last time the young princess saw him. Typo. We got a typo. He still has his long blue hair. It was better kept than the last time she saw it. The same kind, confident blue eyes, and his coat still still shines. Wait, the coat still shines whenever he gets hit by light. This typo's galore here. In fact, the only thing that she could see was oh my god, now I'm getting distracted. The only thing that she could see that was different about him was how he is now older. Well, obviously that's the only difference. He took several steps towards the stands, his eyes locked onto the young Alicon. With each step he took, Cadence could feel her heart beat faster and faster. By the time he stood just before her, it threatened to break free from her chest. For that moment their eyes met, the whole world seemed to fade away. The young princess felt as if it was time itself had come to a screeching halt. Oh, I ruined the moment. Oh no! For just these two became lost in their own little world. Cadence, Shining Armor spoke in, is still very much same from where they first met. Is that you? Oh, that's the end of the story. And there's ending Arthur notes. And it says, so yeah. Oh wait, hold on a minute. Oh yeah, that is Arthur's notes, never mind. Alright, the Arthur notes. So yeah, that's how I think they got together, or at least how it started. This will be a short story that will be 2 or 3 chapters tops, but it might be persuaded to do more. But I might be persuaded to do more if like this. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go start making the 6th chapter of my other story. Oh, isn't that nice? Typo-filled Arthur's notes. So yeah, that was my fanfic reading, and I'm supposing that's the first chapter of this. And yeah, if you enjoyed my reading, then leave a like and comment saying I was epic or I failed. I am a terrible reader, or I am an awesome reader and I love to hear your voice. Alright, this is HyperMarc and I'm here to say peace out, and I'm out of here.